Okay, this is a just a quick overview of the what is this, JGAurora. It's an i3 printer clone. I kind of like it. The only real problem I've really had with i3 printers has been stability, and I decided that if I got another one, that I would get one that had as sturdy a metal frame as I could get, and this one seems to be that. It's got pretty well designed. I liked a few of the things that I saw when I was putting it together. There's still a few things that I don't particularly like, but in general, I mean, I like how the electronics are mounted. I like how the power supply is mounted. The power supply is over on this side. I really like the one-piece aluminum print bed with the integrated heater, and the connector to it is really nice. The way they mounted the end stops here works really well. Just everything about it. They're the only ones that I've seen that have put proper shielding around this ribbon cable, and I have in the past had pretty much every printer that I've had that uses the LCD going to a 18 mega based controller has had display problems where after a few hours of printing the display will just garble. Haven't seen that yet with this, and I suspect it's because they have shielding, grounded shielding around the ribbon cables. So just in general, you know, the connections here are really good. The grommets for all the connections, or all the wires going in and out of it, everything just seems well thought out. I did have a little bit of trouble getting the smooth rod aligned on this side, but that's a pretty minor issue, really. Here's a few things. The leveling screws. The first time I used this thing, after about 2 or 3 hours of printing, it just rattled loose, and some of these were almost ready to just fall off, and it was way high. I have ordered some M3 nylock nuts, and because I figure there's no reason to be adjusting this most of the time, so I'm just going to just put nylock nuts there instead of the wing nuts, and just once it's adjusted it should be fine. Just leave it alone and it won't move. I've changed the firmware to Repetier. I will post config JSON for that on my blog. But in general, I've been printing for a few hours with this thing, and I like it pretty well. I've now decided I don't like the CTC printer. The little Monoprice MP Select is actually a nice little printer, although I've had a little bit of durability issues with it. The temperature sensor on the bed is real flaky. It's the connection has died. I need to fix that. But I like that one pretty well. I also have the G-Tech Delta G2S printer. I hate that thing. It's just horrible. I've had to replace half the equipment on it, and I ordered this printer like minutes after that one died again, and I just decided I don't have time to screw around and be fixing a printer every 2 or 3 days. So anyway, I think the carriage on this probably is a little bit of a weak point, but I guess as long as I don't screw with it, it'll probably be fine. It just has these 3 self-tapping screws going into a hunk of plastic, which seems a little weak sauce, but whatever. I guess, like I said, as long as I just screw it in, leave it, and don't mess with it, it'll probably be just fine. Anyway, thumbs up on this thing. I think, given my experience with i3 printers in the past, I've got enough track record. Oh, I really like the fact that it just comes right out of the box with a very nicely done parts cooling fan. It's got the standard Chinese CM hot end there, it's adequate. It works. They might put a E3D in there at some point, but then again, maybe not. This thing, it works all right. Anyway, that's that. I think it's a pretty good choice. My build time on it was about 4.5, 5 hours, but I've built a lot of i3s. This is probably my 7th or 8th i3 build, so I mean, their videos for assembling this were very good, very straightforward. They covered absolutely everything, and all you got to do is just play the video and just do what the guy on the screen is doing, and I think you probably have no problems. This is excuse me. This was about $370 on Amazon, which is, I think, pretty reasonable given the quality that I'm seeing on it. So, if you decide to get one, good luck.